Hey friends, it's Brad James here, and today we're going to dive into another episode of the Funnel Building Framework. For those of you who don't know, this is a series of all the technical stuff that goes along with building sales funnels, and that can mean a lot of different things, from ClickFunnels integrations to WordPress to Mailchimp to CRM integrations to payment systems, all that good stuff. And so that's why I put together this whole series. We use this for internal training at our agency, as well as offer this training to a number of agencies. So today, we're going to dive into how to connect Mailchimp and give access to your Mailchimp account to me and my team or another agent. And the reason we do this is because there are many, many ways to give access to your accounts. And we're doing a series of these because we always run into issues with back and forth of sending emails and passwords or account names and passwords, or now in the age of double verification to logging in, it becomes a hassle. And so a lot of these software platforms have offered alternate ways to share access to your account without handing over the keys to the kingdom. And today we're going to talk about Mailchimp specifically. So with that, I want to dive in right away because this video probably won't take that long. But I want to walk through all of this stuff with you so you understand how this works, what it means, all the different options, and everything else that goes along with it. All right. So as I was saying, today we're going to talk about Mailchimp, Mailchimp.com. You go there, click login, and you'll be taken to this page where you literally drop in your username and password. If you don't have an account, you can create an account right here. If you need help with that, by all means, ping either me or a member of my team and we'll get you set up, okay? But the easiest thing to do always with this is, as we do this, you type in we're setting this up for, we're using one of our internal clients, Blackout Group, which is a cryptocurrency vendor of sorts. Going to click login. As always, when I talk about this stuff, remember, if you're on a public computer, do not click this button because it will leave you logged in even when you leave the computer, or potentially even if you close the browser. Always make sure this is not selected if you're on a public computer. If you're on a computer that you just use, yeah, you can keep this clicked, but just remember that, right? We're going to click login. And what that's going to do is going to, again, ask us two-step verification. So I'm going to send my verification code, and come to my cell phone, 9. All right. And then here, because this is my computer, again, public computer, uncheck it. If you are not on a public computer and you're on your own, you can check it. All right. All right, so this is going to load. All right. If you're handing over your username, password, you're also going to need access to the other form of two-step verification, whether that's the person who's directly connected to the account, so we can get that information right away, or your 3 security questions, or the email account that it's tied to, right? All 3 of those are an option. If you're working with me and my team, we're going to send you a form with all these instructions anyway, but those are just things to keep in mind. All right. Once we're in, you see the dashboard. All right. Now, there's 2 ways once you're logged into the account to either grant access to somebody who's requested it of you, or to give access to somebody else. All right. I'm going to go through both of them here, and then you'll be able to click into the show notes below this video or whatever form, and it will take you to that spot as well once this is published, okay? The easiest thing to consider with all of this, always, if you are setting it up and having to delegate access, that means you're going to have a paid account, okay? Paid accounts are, I think they start at $10 a month. It's worth it. You get a whole bunch of other features too that go along with it, like A/B testing and a whole bunch of marketing tools. If not, and you don't want to pay for it or you can't afford it, the person who you want to give access to will have to request access, and they will have to be set up as a pro partner, just like we are, through my agency and the people we work with. So we can request access. But if the person you want to delegate access to is somebody who you're hiring internally and is not a partner of Mailchimp like we are, you're going to have a paid account or give them the keys, aka username, password, security questions, all that other stuff in order to let them in, all right? That being said, we're in the account and you're gonna notice you've got all these menu items over here. If you haven't been in here for a while, they changed this probably in the last year and a half, 2 years. It's way more user-friendly, but you do have to figure out how to navigate it, right? But if you wanna give somebody else access to your account, you're gonna go down here, down to your little icon down here in the left-hand corner. You're gonna click that, and you're gonna have these options here. You're gonna go to Account. Once you're in the account, if you've been asked to give access already, you're gonna notice that there is this box up here on the top, all right? So I already requested access to our agency account for this, all right? But I'm not going to do that right away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, actually, I'm gonna show you that email so you can see what it looks like. When you get that email, you're gonna notice it right here. It's gonna say, Brad has requested access to your Mailchimp account. What that means is that's gonna be the subject. You're gonna get it in your email, and you're gonna get an email like this. You can just click review and request, and then grant it or not, but that's totally up to you. If not, I'm gonna show you how else that will work here in 1 second, all right? So pull up the dashboard again. Once you do this, you're going to go to settings, and you're gonna go to users, all right? Once you're here, you can invite users, or you can find an expert. If you are not working with us and you're struggling, this is really a nice thing to do. They have a whole directory. We are on there as well. It's just a matter of finding somebody who can execute what you want them to execute inside of Mailchimp specifically, okay? So if I'm here and I want to invite somebody, all I have to do is click invite a user. And you're gonna have to put in their email address. So for example, this would be the account that's tied to our agency account. And then you're going to have to give them a choice between what type of access they are offered, all right? As you can see, this level account only offers one level of access, which is the admin, which essentially allows them to have the same permissions that you do as the owner of the account, okay? Other access levels are manager. Manager, like it says, basically all the features. The only things that it doesn't allow for is billing, paying for add-ons, user management, and list exports. So they cannot export lists. If they're an author, basically they can create emails, campaigns, but they can't send them. If they're a viewer, they can only look at reports. Each of these are great. Realistically, with this type of software and this type of marketing tool, I would always recommend, if you're working with an agency like us, to always give the admin access, all right? Specifically with us and our agency, we will always ask permission if we're changing something critical like billing or talking about exporting lists or anything significant to your account. And typically that will go through either the project manager, an account manager, your rep, a team member of mine who's going to talk to you specifically about why we're doing it and answer any questions you have. Again, our goal with using any of these tools, our first goal is always to make sure that they are as secure as possible. This is also why we want to make sure we don't have your username, password, access to everything you have. Because at the end of the day, this is your business, this is your account. We are here to help you reach your goals and get to your goals, but we don't necessarily need, in this day and age, to have access to your username and your password and your primary email account and we don't need that with the tools that are being built in. So, but this is super simple. With this account, we're gonna select admin. You can type in a message here to say, hey, hi, join our Mailchimp account, or hi, I'm Brad with Blackhawk Group, and I know we talked about making sure you had access to the entire Mailchimp tool. I granted you admin access. All right, now I can send that invite, send it. There it is, I invited it. Now on my end, our team would have to accept it as well in order to make it happen. So with that being said, that's all there is to it. Hopefully this was super helpful for you. And I hope you understand that as we talk about these funnel building frameworks, that you understand that the technology is not as difficult as it once was. Okay, that's why I'm sharing this with you. I want you to understand that with every single account out there, there's always more than one way to grant access to somebody who you're working with. You don't necessarily always have to give them your username and password and give them everything, because I know in this day and age, sometimes that can cause a lot of anxiety, and often it causes anxiety for both parties. So I hope this was helpful. Now you know if you're working with an email expert, you can just grant them access to a different level of your account, and this will make your life simpler later on. You don't have to change all your passwords, do all that stuff. Instead, you can just delete them from the account in the end. All right? Thanks again. Again, this is Brad James with Funnel Building Framework, and I look forward to hearing from you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.